So yeah, you guys could probably just abuse B's. Are you guys like playing like a full normal game on every map? Is it like a best of 3 or best of 1?
Best of 1.
Okay. Ideally, you want to tell the first person to do this, but in general, you always just want to start with, ooh, I lagged. That molly right there.
Okay.
That just makes it so nobody can swing the car, right, and murder you. Just be careful of a person, like, if you play a sweaty CS nerd, they might stand here. But in general, it's to prevent a guy going like this, you know?
So if I get mollied, I should stand there and predict that swing, or no?
If you feel comfortable taking that angle, you can angle this off. But I will say it could be a little tricky. It could feel real fast because they're going to go like, they're probably not going to stop there. So they're going to go here. You know what I mean? So you're going to have to be,
shit.
Yeah, it's a pretty quick angle. So you want to be careful with it. But yeah, so you always want to start with just like a molly here. And ideally, if you're playing and your teammates are like buying util as well, all you really need to do after that is molly corner. Okay, and that prevents them. You're basically like isolating anybody that's on this side. So you made it so they can't push here, then you're making it so nobody can support, and you're isolating the entire side. Yeah, so this will be completely isolated, and then you can do cool things like this. So say you molly the corner, and then you can bounce a nade off that wall, right? So any dickweed hanging out over there is not having a good time, and they'll be nade rung. So you can nade them there, and then while that molly's up, you can then swing, that kind of stuff. Yeah. Now they'll probably throw some stuff back. You know, they might throw a molly here if they're at sandbag. And if that's the case, then just wait. It's all like, you know, just being patient. It's like chess with your util. If they throw this first, that's actually good, because that means if you wait for that, be safe, because they can peek behind it. Don't just like be like, hey, what's going on? You know. Once you know they're not peeking you, then you throw yours, and then you can nade the corner, stuff like that, and come up. I don't really want to go like into too much util because I think it'll be a bit hard, but this part's very easy, right? You molly the car, you take that space up banana. If they throw a Molotov down, you can, like, smoking here is very powerful.
Okay.
If you smoke off here, this is always useful because you're not allowing them to take banana, right? So they're gonna, if it's somebody half decent, they're gonna go like this. They're gonna smoke down, and then somebody's gonna molly close, like right here. And then another one, or they'll throw it even further, but it was smoked. And then they'll throw another molly that lands deeper. So like, this is, and on your CT side, you can mimic this, okay? This, I call this the noob destroyer. You just have the first guy smoke deep, and then he comes here like this. That way, if somebody's rushing you, you're hidden. You won't get flashed. You hear if they hit the molly, and then you smoke off bottom banana, and you have a second teammate that can molly deep, right? So it'll look like this, right? Now look at what you see where they can't do shit, right? And it's a noob destroyer because most people don't even like to use their smoke, and they like kind of panic. And then you, if you're on CT side, you just nade off this. The way you get real cheeky, Hutch, if you want to be that guy in this tournament, you smoke down, molly close. This is what I do in all my pugs, okay? You can just copy me. So this is all up, right? I just jump like this. And then if I see, the molly isn't normally there. If I see a guy here, or if I don't see anybody here, I'm going to nade this spot, right? Because they can't push me now, yeah? So once I realize they didn't push, I'm like, hey, what's going on? What you doing? And it's like, oh, you're at logs? I'll nade you logs. And if your teammate has an HE, you just nade them logs and they die. If they're here, yeah, one sec. If they're there, you just nade off that. And you double nade that. Go ahead.
Where do you think would be most beneficial for me to play?
Do you want to have the most impact on the game, or do you want like somebody else to? Okay, if you want to influence the game the most, you should be B. And you should do what I'm... Yes. You're gonna... Because Inferno, if you're playing this well, you're cutting off the entire half of the map. If you take... Now, that doesn't prevent a team from just running up A, and I'm sure people aren't as, like, versed in CS, so, like, it's not gonna be, like, a normal game. But imagine, right? You basically take half the map every round. That makes it a lot easier, yeah?
Yeah.
So what I would recommend is you just best spawn, you want to like smoke down, molly close, and then just have your teammate molly down as well. And then you just figure out where they're at, try to see if they're logs or not, nade off this wall, and then you can bounce a flash through here like that, and then you just run down, and now you just clear make sure you clear everything, okay? And then if your teammate gives you their smoke, you can play this solo now. So your teammate gives you a smoke and you can just play here. You can jiggle on the ground, you can jump spot like this, and when they come up, don't smoke this off. Be a rat. Like, let them take that. That's okay. When you see them come up, just come all the way back to site and then actually save it for right here. So when it gives your teammate more time to rotate. And then if you actually hold this off right here, it's a lot stronger for you to fight by yourself. And don't stand here after you throw it. Like, stand either like out of the line of spam or get like kind of in the middle so you're not in a pre-fire spot. You know, you're not standing here or like right here where people are going to be shooting, right? They're going to be shooting here, or like there. So you kind of want to be here and force them to come through the smoke and you can play in front of it.
Cool.
That makes sense?
You think it would be more beneficial to put my team on A and have me solo peek mid or peeking B and then having them rotate? I think okay, that's actually really smart.
You
okay,
should have two. You should have one person with you at the start and then they leave.
Have them. Yep.
Yes.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
So it should be two. Yeah. So two, and then it should just look like I said, look like this. And then it's really important for you to do this jump though, because that's going to give you a lot of the info. You're not always going to be able to rotate off. Like if somebody's actually using their brain a bit and not letting you just like have this stuff for free and say they throw that smoke, you might have to have a homie here for a little while, but getting them to smoke this off is still good because it just prevents them from taking B.
Got it.
And then yeah,
when you retake A, what's the best way if I'm coming up and it's a 1v2 1v3? Are you going through like, are you going past graveyard? Are you going around through mid? Like,
there's really, this is where we're getting into CS nuance, because like maybe you felt frisky and you got bottom B early and you thought they were rushing A. You could maybe try to fast flank them, you know, and have some really good timing. But that's kind of like I'd say most of the time you're gonna want to rotate CT, and the easier fights, there's no good retake on this map. You're gonna get me on a rant of why I hate this map.
All right,
so
cool.
There's really nothing easy. I would say progression wise, coming up like this, and then make sure you clear that corner, and then come up, and then you're probably gonna fight a guy here on this headshot angle, or a guy here. You come around. Those will probably be the most likely spots, and you come up like this. You know, you pray to God they're not actually there, and then you kind of can work your way in.
Perfect. Awesome.
Yeah, then just to kind of like touch on that T side, I'll just show you like, you literally just want to do this, and then when you feel like you can take this area based on them not throwing anything, just throw that molly like at that corner, and then just throw a nade off the wall here. And ideally you want to have a couple people doing that, so that way you can take control of this area. If you're feeling like you can handle all your nades pretty well, just like throw a dinky flash like that. It's good because when you throw a nade in CS, they can't hear shit. So normally they'd be able to like hear this, see this, and dodge it super easy. But you're gonna nade ring the shit out of them, and you're gonna kind of have some pace behind you, so you can just kind of come up and peek with it and be annoying as hell.
Then I do my B smokes and we take.
Yeah, and then a good flash is here if you need one. You can just your teammates have to turn from this one though, so you better be careful throwing it, because I imagine you guys probably won't have the coordination. So just like make sure you get this one out early is all I'm saying, but it's really powerful. You just get in front of this logs, and then you hear there.
Got it.
So you see where it pops? It pops like right here, so it gets this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. It gets it gets everybody.
Everybody's sun tittied.
Yeah, so the only thing that could be spooky is if they're like, you know, in your grill, if it's smoked or something.